This is a video journey into Hurricane Ike as the storm brushed the Florida Keys, then hit Galveston, Texas 3 days later. You'll get to see, through the lens, what three storm photographers witnessed as one of the largest hurricanes to hit the U.S. pushed a 14-foot storm surge from the Gulf of Mexico. Ike was a strong Category 2 hurricane, but was a massive 425 miles wide. Tropical force winds extended up to 275 miles from the center, and hurricane force winds extended out to 125 miles. As you can see from this Doppler radar animation, Ike impacted a large portion of the Texas and Louisiana coastline. On September 1, 2008, Tropical Depression 9 formed halfway between Africa and the Leeward Islands. The 5-day forecast from the National Hurricane Center was a general westward direction. The next day, TD9 was upgraded to Tropical Storm Ike. It was a busy hurricane season as 4 named storms were in the Atlantic at the same time: Gustav, Hannah, Ike, and Josephine. As Ike continued westward, it appeared South Florida or the Florida Keys would be impacted. By September 4th, Ike had a pressure of 935 millibars and was a Category 4 hurricane with winds of 145 miles an hour. Hi, I'm Jim Adds, a Pensacola-based storm photographer. I've been filming storms for about 10 years. I drove down to the Florida Keys where I used to live to film Hurricane Ike. Now, the Florida Keys are a 112-mile island chain off the southern tip of Florida, with Key West at the southernmost tip. Now, everybody down here knows the drill. If they kick the tourists out, then there's a good chance a hurricane is coming and it's time to put up the shutters. I remember in 2005 when I lived down here, I just left them up all summer long. Remember, that was a year we had Tropical Storm Zeta. This is the first feeder band that's coming through the Florida Keys from Hurricane Ike. This is marathon location looking towards the northeast. This is my friend Paul, who always tied his boat to the mangroves. They certainly aren't going anywhere. Ever since Hurricane Wilma flooded the Keys in 2005, the locals know where the high and dry spots are, and one of them is the approaches to the mini bridges. Now that's prime real estate. I drove down to Key West to see my old stomping grounds and to get some filming in. You could sense a change in the weather. Experience has taught me the best place to film would be on the South Shore tomorrow. Ike changed course and hit Cuba as a Category 3 hurricane. After traversing most of the island, it came off the western tip as a Cat 1. The western tip of Cuba took a double hit as Hurricane Gustav made landfall in the same area only 9 days earlier. On September 9th, Hurricane Ike exited Cuba and headed into the Gulf of Mexico. Take a look at what it was like in Key West. Now keep in mind, Ike was over 100 miles away. This is the famous White Street Pier that extends out into the Gulf of Mexico for a quarter mile. I got one of my favorite shots here of this road warrior 3 years ago in Hurricane Rita. Ike was now headed for the Texas coast, and so was I. The next day I drove 850 miles back home to Pensacola, spent the night, and got an early start on I-10 towards Galveston, Texas. We're getting ready to go under this tunnel. It's pretty cool. It actually goes under the water. No fun driving in the rain, that's for sure. This is a bridge that goes over a river just west of Baton Rouge. That is evacuation traffic from wherever, probably Texas, and they are headed east. Big bridge here. This is just west of Lake Charles. Look at all that traffic. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Doesn't look too bad. The last time I was in Houston was when I rode NASA's Vomit Comet out of Ellington Field back in my junior college days. A Boeing 707 is specially outfitted to climb 10,000 feet before falling another 10,000 feet. At the top of the parabola, or hump, you experience 30 seconds of zero-G or weightlessness. That's yours truly in the foreground before I lost my breakfast. Now that's a sure sign the surf is up. I'll just follow these guys. That's where I stayed at. I wasn't the only one in Galveston. This place was packed with media. The San Luis is where most of the media stayed. It had two things going for it: elevation and hot meals. Even though I was plumb tired, I couldn't resist filming the nighttime wave action against the seawall. No doubt the seawall was going to produce some incredible wave-pounding footage. As the water level rose, even the rats had to make a run for higher ground. The next day I met up with Jeff Piotrowski, one of the best tornado chasers in the business.
Hey
This place is going under. I have no doubt in my mind.
Can you believe the wave height already?
It's not even, it's more than 12 hours away.
It's 15 hours from landfall.
Here's some of his video of a close encounter with an F5 Monster in '99.
Be ready for weather event.
It's crossing eastern right now.
North
Stand by.
eastern.
There it goes. Oh my gosh. It's at northeast 123rd. Damn. Wow. My goodness. Big wave. Woo. The things are getting huge.
Here's a friend of mine, Mark Sudduth with HurricaneTrack.com. Mark sets up cameras on poles to film the incoming surge, then retreats inland. He's certainly got a better looking vehicle than I do. Okay, it was time for me to get up close to the action with my surge cam before it got too dangerous along the seawall. I had to take it easy on the right foot, which I broke in July.
Yep. One more. I'm all over it, buddy.
I don't know what this guy's doing. I think maybe he's trying to play Poseidon, trying to hold back the water. Only it didn't work. Hurricane Ike coming ashore, Galveston, Texas. Dark clouds on the horizon, very ominous. Oh my God, that was so incredible. Oh man. This was a big wave that knocked the camera out of my hand, and I think I hurt my foot again on that one. Jeff and I split up to film different areas around the island.
Started washing the center blocks out. Wow. storm surge is really coming in now. Galveston Island, I'm here at Stewart Beach.
I was really worried about losing my car in the surge, so Jeff and I found a parking garage to ride out the storm. We stashed my car, which was lower, then took his SUV to go out filming.
Downtown Galveston, Mullins.
Look at it. It goes underwater for a long, long ways. Oh, there's somebody in there. Yeah, that's just
Storm just a matter of minutes.
Look at the power of the water moving this structure.
These are all the pilings from the pier. The pier is gone. The main structure where you can buy beer and ice cream is still there, but all the pilings got knocked down and they're on the road here. This is the beach road here in Galveston. And there she is. Yeah, it is. Jeff, I want to get a big wave in the behind you. That's it. One for the old man archives.
Yeah. It's getting worse, buddy. Hang on your tripod. There's a lot of water. Waves are getting worse, buddy. Yeah, it's coming, buddy. I know, it's coming, buddy.
Meanwhile, another storm photographer, Chris Kalura, was working his way over from Freeport.
horn is just going.
The town was flooding badly, and Jeff and I barely made it into the parking garage. Remember, this is where we're going to ride out the storm.
Huh?
It's filling up fast.
Uh-huh.
You would think a parking garage is safe, but a few minutes later we could smell something burning.
It's getting worse.
Yeah, oh, much worse. 3:30.
All right, it's 3:30. Wow, you can barely see the building in the background. I'm gonna pan out. Oh yeah, look at, we got a nice little fire. Get some of the background clouds so you can see. It is a big plume.
Smoke's covering the whole island now.
That's why the fire trucks can't get here. It's too deep. It might get bad for us here.
I think they said they got people over there.
Yeah, but look how close it is. We're gonna get smoked out here in a minute.
I know. We may have to take off or something.
I don't know what we can do.
Concrete structure.
You go in your car and you turn that AC thing on.
Uh-oh. Hey, Jim, we got about an hour before very heavy bands hit us. An hour and a half to come back.
Look at it now.
Look at that.
All right, it's getting really close, buddy. You don't want to breathe that. You gotta get inside. Don't breathe it, because that's bad stuff. All right, I'm gonna have to pack it up here real soon, because this thing is this smoke, huge smoke plume, is right on top of me. Oh my goodness, look at that. I'm holding down. We got a hurricane coming. Well, now we got a fire here. We thought it was safe in this parking lot, parking garage. It doesn't look too safe now, does it?
Chris spotted the smoke plume from several miles away.
Cops are gone.
Yeah, I'm sure they're long gone.
That's a big fire up there, whatever that is. Should be able to get a good view of it right up here.
Before we knew it, another fire broke out, and this one was a lot closer to us.
I wish we had a better angle. This ain't too good. Did you call it in? That car's lifting up. Oh, look at it now.
This Doppler radar animation shows the beginning of Ike's rain band now on Galveston Island. Meanwhile, Chris was still mobile and continued to document Ike's storm surge and flooding. Chris got in a little closer with his surge cam. You really feel like you're right there with the surge cam.
That's going pretty good over there too. What am I doing? I hear you. I can barely shoot. I can shoot in it, but I can just barely, you know.
Bird. See Mr. Bird? It's a pigeon. He's just afraid.
See, call Geico. I need insurance.
He's going nowhere.
Yeah, it's up there, very, very high. Yeah, this is a bad storm. It's very similar to what we saw with Katrina. Yeah, this is really insane surge here. The whole first floor of the parking garage is underwater. I'm looking at it.
Now the eye of Hurricane Ike was directly over Galveston. Okay, this is Hurricane Ike in Galveston. The pressure is about 957.2 millibars. We are in the eye, probably the northwest part of the eye right now. A little breeze on that palm tree over there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Is that fire truck shutting off or something?
I'm at 1/8 of a second. It's flat calm. We hear sirens that have until now have been triggered, and that may be because of storm surge coming in from a different direction. 956.2 is 956.1 now.
Okay, the eyes.
It just dropped on camera.
Yeah, it's dropped 2/10 in the last minute and a half. So the eye's just about on top of us now. It's now just about 1 a.m. in the morning. We're on Galveston Island. The city's under about 5 to 10 feet of water. We're in a 5-story parking garage. And it's dead calm, and it looks like the clouds are about to break over us at 1 a.m. in the morning. Hurricane Ike is making landfall, Galveston Island.
Over here? Just hold her steady. You're doing real good.
Right now we're at the parking garage here in Galveston Island, a 5-story parking garage downtown at City Hall, and water is made it up to the first level parking garage, and we have about 20 cars that are parked on first level that are now under anywhere from 2 to 5 feet of water. The cars are shorting out, sirens are going off, lights are going off, and it's flooded. And ironically, there's a boat that stopped on the first level, and it's now floating in the parking garage on the first deck level, just off the entrance here. And it's, you know, we had a good feeling it was probably going to start floating before the night is. It's 1 a.m., 1:30, and the boat is now floating.
This boat was on a trailer, and I never thought it would get this high. This is the wicked stuff.
Yeah. Look right below your footprint, big boy. Right below your...
These cars that have lights on are submerged, and they are toast. They're not ever going to run right again. Poor people. They just didn't know it was going to come up this high. And we got 954.4. We're about 2 millibars away from the lowest recorded pressure from Aircraft Recon. This is my iPhone.
The water's a lot calmer here during the eye. Look at that calm trees. This is in the eye of the storm, no wind whatsoever. From 110 miles an hour plus, maybe 115, to dead calm with a chaotically high water level here.
Okay, the backside eye wall is getting ready to hit. You can hear it, and up at elevation at the top of that building over there. Thanks, man. You can hear it. There's a pole over there, and it's just whining across it. Here it comes. Here it comes. It's just going to be another minute. There it is.
You see the trees moving.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
The western eye wall was now directly over Houston. Notice the red and yellows denoting very intense rain and wind. A peak wind gust of 92 miles per hour was recorded at William Hobby Airport as Ike moved inland at 10 miles an hour. Chris's parking garage didn't flood very much. He was further east than we were and on higher ground, so he was out early filming at first light. As one house burned, the adjacent one would catch fire. These 3 people were rescued from this rooftop. The Coast Guard was busy rescuing folks, especially on the Bolivar Peninsula.
Roger, hope this is where it's going down.
Roger that.
I'm going to put it a little bit ahead of the truck so you can drift back to it.
Alright.
Or actually, the guy standing outside the big with 3 kids.
Roger.
Swimmer is 6 pounds of water, hold position.
Hold it.
Hold position.
Hold it.
Easy forward right.
Roger.
Easy forward right.
Roger.
Hold position.
Hold it.
We can go canyon if you want, but right now it's not a factor.
Yep, we'll go canyon.
Roger, going canyon, backing off.
Roger.
Staying on slack. Staying on slack. Swing it. Trying to control. Super survivor, just for the rail.
Roger.
However, the identity takes precedence.
Super survivor at the door.
Roger.
Discretion, 47. I'll copy you.
Swimmer in. Hold position. Swimmer is in the water. Swimmer is on set. Bring swimmer back up. Right 5.
Roger.
Swimmer's at the truck.
Okay.
Hold position.
Good, you're only at 7.2.
How's our time?
Steve, command.
Roger.
We're at 7 minutes for bingo.
Roger. Swimmer survivor at the door.
Hey, we'll pick up some of that once we get forward.
Swimming in swimmer and survivor.
It was so sad to see people waiting in the water to check on their property.
Look at it. Look at it drift. He's having a hard time staying in the wind. Don't drink that water, doggy.
This is I-45 bridge leaving the city of Galveston heading to Houston. We're 48 miles south of Houston. Definitely need to lay down.
Here is a photo of the area we were in during much of Ike. Here is the location of the big marina fire. And here is the location of the parking garage where I needed to get my car out of.
Jim, is there anything you want me to remember you for?
You got that towing number? You got the towing number handy? And I don't know how I let you talk me into this.
Right. I remember at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon when you said, let's go, Jeff. It's just a parking garage.
Yeah, it was a bad idea I had.
Oh God. Oh God. Go, go, go.
I made it! I made it!
I'll bring Chop on that.
Here is a comparison of the track of Ike and the 1900 hurricane. Both were pushed westward by high-pressure steering systems to the north. The 1900 hurricane hit with winds over 130 miles per hour and a 15-foot storm surge. Tragically, over 8,000 people lost their lives. A 17-foot seawall was built afterward to protect the city. Here are some construction photos from the National Archives. The winds to the right of Ike were the highest. That's because the forward speed of a hurricane is added to the rotational speed. What I didn't know at the time was the Boulevard Peninsula was hit especially hard. They didn't have a seawall, and the Coast Guard was making rescues during the day on September 12th. These images from an aftermath survey flight by the National Weather Service Office Houston speak of a harrowing night for anybody that stayed out there. This next set of images by the USGS shows before and after photos of these numbered areas. As the day wore on, Chris, Jeff, and I were really beat, and it was time to get out of Galveston and let the emergency convoys help get the city back on their feet. Jeff tried to make his way back to Austin, but took a wrong exit and lights out Houston. Driving on vapors, he was finally able to find some gas 30 miles outside of Austin. The next morning, he caught a flight back to Tulsa. Chris couldn't get off the island until about 2 or 3 p.m. when the water level went down enough. He drove to Austin, slept in his car, and caught a flight back to South Florida the next morning. That makes 2 nights in a row he slept in his car. I made my way back to I-10 just west of Lafayette until I couldn't stay awake any longer. I took a promising exit trying to find a room for the night, but realized there was a curfew when the blue lights lit up in my rearview mirror. After showing some credentials, I got back on I-10 East and found a no-vacancy motel. They really felt sorry for me and gave me a room under construction. Yeah, I was so happy. I saw endless lines of every kind of first responder streaming in on I-45. The southbound lane was full of debris and impassable, so they came in convoys in the northbound lane. In all my years of filming, I have never seen so many responders arriving so quickly. They say they do things bigger in Texas, and I'd have to agree.
Brought in the cavalry. Texas City. No.